It's your boy, Coach Mew. I'm official, like a referee with a whistle. As you can see, the whistle broke. We still rocking with it. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game, and I'm showing you how to win at it today. We got a very special part 2 to our original presentation yesterday. Gonna get right into it, show you guys how to make a bag. No cuts, one take mule. Let's get into it. So on this very first slide, and how I want to introduce this PowerPoint to you guys is I want to show you the real way in which getting a bag in your bag can be obtained. And what I mean when I say that is a lot of the times we're chasing something that is not for us. And what does that really mean, right? And I know that kind of might make sense, but let me further explain using these 4 points that I have here on the screen. And it's why me? Like, why am I a person telling you how to make a bag? Does it look like I have a bag? Maybe. What's your view? Drop it down in the comments. How big is my bag? But let me tell you, the first way in which I was able to start building up a bag, and a bag can be many things, not just money, is by going to college. And let's get into the first way, right? As you can see here, it's a picture of me getting to it in another way. But as a college grad, and the quote here says, "The purpose of education is to replace an empty mind with an open one." And what I want you guys to take away from this presentation is to open your mind to the new possibilities and the new ways of thinking about a bag and thinking about your bag. But these are 4 ways, right? And there's 3 other PowerPoints, for real, that you guys should go check out right after this video. Link is going to be down in the description. I'm teaching you 4 ways to overcome some things that a lot of people face. And the first way is loving money. Now, you clicked on this video and you might have want to found out how to find a bag and how to get to a bag. But I'm here to tell you, your pursuit of chasing a bag and that love of money is getting you nowhere. And if you want a true bag and you want to start to elevate yourself and create wealth, you have to build a strong foundation. But let me just tell you how I did it, right? I was a salesman. I'm a very fast learner. I'm a commission demon. You put me in a sales role, you put me around a commission structure, I'm going to go get it every single time by any means. And a lot of sales is communication, which is a skill that I plan to teach you guys. And that skill is one way in which you can get a bag in various sectors, various fields, various different places, right? If you are able to effectively communicate and use your words to meet the desired result, whether that be to order a chicken sandwich or whether that be to ask someone to buy your product, you will never go without a bag, right? Because that's all sales is, communicating your need and how it benefits someone else. And these are the ways in which I was a salesman and I defined myself as a salesman. And what I realized was that I lacked understanding. I lacked technical skills and guidance to actually maximize that bag with sales. Now, because I'm working on these things, the bag is indeed growing and the sales skills, are going up. In another way, which I formally defined as getting to the bag, and I may have already ruined the surprise for you that these ways, and if you watch the first video, the surprise has already been ruined, right? That these ways are former ways of understanding and defining myself. And this is the second way right here, being an entrepreneur. From transitioning to that salesman role, I was down in North Carolina when I first started applying for jobs after I quit college basketball. That'll be a whole entire PowerPoint that you guys will learn about how to become a college basketball player, the skill sets necessary, and the values you must have in order to be successful. But when I was down in North Carolina and I started applying to all these different roles, all the experience that I had was from sales. So in my mind, I thought the only way to make it and to be successful after graduating college and also get to the bag was to use my prior experience. And yes, that can be useful, but only if sales is something that you truly want to do. Like if you have previous experience stripping, but you don't want to be a stripper anymore, why would you go out and do that again, find another role, or just start tricking, right? You can find new ways and take those skills and those values that you may have learned in one area and apply it to a new area, which is what I thought I did with my brand here on the right. I thought I was taking my sales skills, my eagerness, my excitement, my communication skills, and the limited amount that I had, because remember, guys, I quit real early, and transitioning to my brand. And what I realized was those skills were not fully formed, and I had not yet valued and understood what it meant to be a true entrepreneur, right? And being a fake entrepreneur means mastering the art of talking big while doing nothing. All I was doing was talking a big game, going out and saying, hey, this is day 121 of me quitting my corporate job. I'm helping you align your passion with your purpose. I'm going around to group homes. I'm going around to community centers. I'm talking to children. And I was lying to your face, right? I think I'm getting to the back with this life coaching thing now, right? You may say, okay, well, now he's transitioned. He has the referee shirt on. Is he still selling dreams? I'm here to tell you, it's up for you to decide. Am I still selling dreams? It's up to you to decide, right? All I want for you is for you to understand what is important to you and what your dream is, and if that dream is truly for you. See, you guys, when I started my brand, I was mainly doing that for others, right? For the people that I was watching. At the time, I was watching a famous YouTube group, World Envision, who had started their brand just like a lot of you guys. They started their brand from nothing. I know you guys know the rags to riches stories. They were poor Louisiana kids who lived in the hood, went to college, got scholarships, and continued to grind and continue to post content, continue to get their name out there, and eventually it just popped off, right? And we all want that to happen to us, and it can, but not if you are not putting yourself out there. It won't happen if you aren't on the scene. It won't happen if you aren't posting YouTube videos. It won't happen if you don't take that first step. Now, that's all I want you guys to do. And if that is selling a dream, then I don't want to be right? I don't want to go to sleep if that's a dream, because why would you not allow someone for $1 per session, and there's 5 sessions, to show you how you can start to maximize your dream, your goals, and actually do it from a place that is going to allow you to accomplish anything, not just that goal. And when I was going through and learning how to get the bag, I was valuing all these different things. I was valuing salesmanship. I was valuing entrepreneurship. I was valuing being a college graduate. And what I realized was, what does that even mean? What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? What does it mean to be a salesman? What does it mean to be a college graduate? And I want you guys to ask yourself, what does it mean to achieve and be what you want to be? Maybe you want to be a clothing brand owner like I was. Maybe you want to be a life coach like I am. Maybe you want to be a YouTuber. Maybe you want to go join a corporate space. There are a variety of things and a variety of names and roles that you can go after, but what does that truly mean, and how do you actually accomplish it and reach that goal successfully to your standard of success? And that's where we start. I used to tell people, I'll help you. And they're like, okay, how? And I'm like, yeah, so I'll align your passion with your purpose, and here's my t-shirt. I would greatly appreciate if you checked out my design here. Follow my Instagram. Here's this wristband for free. I was basically a fake therapist, real gimmicky. I was calling out people's trauma, and then I was just walking away from them. I go up to you and I say, man, do you know the statistic that 40% of men do not talk about mental health unless they're about to commit? Sure. And then I'd be like, hey, man, well, this t-shirt's really nice, so I think you should buy this. And then I walk away from them, but not now. I actually have the resources and the tools for you guys to actually be able to redefine success. And I'm not on here because I feel guilty. I mean, maybe that may be your perception. What I'm really on here to do is help you accomplish, help you redefine, because that's my cause, right? And maybe if we look at the root of that cause, we may see a little bit of guilt, but I'm not allowing that guilt to control me. I'm allowing that guilt to fuel my fire. So that's why I come on here and I tell you guys, hey, look, I messed up. Because every time I come on here and I confess to you guys and I'm honest, I am now building strong values that will allow this new venture and this new element of coaching and all these new resources and connections and information to actually be effective and actually help you, because I value honesty, right? And that value of honesty allows me to live a life without guilt. And the more headspace that I have, I'm not focusing on guilt. I'm not focusing on what I did in the past and what I didn't do. Now I can actually help you. So once you start to take away the negatives, the things that you think are stopping you, now you have more space to actually go after and actually do it for real this time. Not just say you're an entrepreneur, not just say you're going to get the bag, not just say you're a salesman, but actually do it. And that's a completely different thing than just watching a YouTube video about getting a bag and watching a YouTube video about making $500 and watching a video about making $1,000, right? Maybe you want to start a clothing brand, but you don't even know how because you don't know what that means and what you should value to get there. And I'm here to tell you, this is where you start. You start with taking out the things that are stopping you from understanding and learning how to value and learning what to value, right? Because it's fairly simple. You could do research and you can watch an entertaining YouTube video right now about how to start a clothing brand, but are you actually going to be able to decipher the actionable steps in the real from the entertainment? Most of the times when you guys watch your favorite clothing brand owners, your favorite entrepreneurs, your favorite marketing professionals, you watch your Hormozi, you watch your Quan, depending on where you guys are aged at, right? There's a variety of people who are actually giving you real tips, but you are too focused on the entertainment aspect, and that's what keeps you coming back, right? If you were able to take those tips, you probably stop watching the video right now and go ahead and do it for yourself, but you're not ready, and that's why you're here. And that's why we are here. We're at the 5 W's self-discovery model, changing who we are. So I want to take a little bit of a slower pace as we go throughout this so we can digest, right? We sped through what it means, and now let's just take one of these and a personal example, and I'm going to give you guys a story time and a real-time example of breaking it down. So let's look at a common theme, right? Meat beater. And this can be an individual story time, but look, it's a 2-in-1. Being a meat beater is not a negative thing, and hey, I'm here to tell you, as a former beater, real beater, no fake beat. I mean, it's cool, right? When you first start doing it. I'm gonna tell you a story time about back when I was younger. I was around maybe 12, 11, and me and my friend Angelo and Sean, right? We were first learning about porn. And I know you remember that first time. Niggas like, yo, let's watch the porn. Like, yo, let's watch the porn. You feel me? Like, yeah, right? And this is an embarrassing story I'm about to tell you. I don't know if I should really spill the beans on live. I don't know if Angelo is comfortable with me telling this. And no, he wasn't watching porn together, beating our shit, circle jerk type. But what we would do was we would go into his brother's room. I don't want to say his brother's name, but we would go into his brother's room. Niggas would take turns in the room watching a little porn and stroking that motherfucker, right? And we would do that. We would cycle through. Niggas would go 3 times, 4 times, just jerking, just stroking that motherfucker and nothing coming out, right? Niggas is like 12, 11 years old. And that's my first memory of like, oh yeah, this meat beater shit. Cause I'm doing it with my mans. Like, yo, we really just had this experience together. It's like we was really, we was locked in from there. Cause it's like your first time beating me. You don't even know what you're doing. You're just watching the shit. Your brain is firing off. You're getting all this dopamine, all this quick, instant pleasure. You're like, damn, I could do this every day, anytime. And I remember watching this video yesterday and it said, you can see more naked women than your grandfather could see in 20 minutes than your grandfather could in his whole entire life. And that right there is insane. The fact that we can go on our phones right now, type in Pornhub, see 1,000 different naked women, naked men, naked they, naked them, and your grandfather probably only seen 1 or 2 in his whole entire life. And then you ask yourself, like, why was he able to accomplish so much? Why is grandpa telling me all these stories about walking 100,000 miles in the rain and the snow and the sleet and across the mountain and over the mountain? It's because he didn't have a phone and he didn't have porn. Like, he was focused on grinding for his family. You feel me? And those stories, they actually be true, but we so caught up in our own shit. We're like, nah, he's capping. I can't believe he climbed a mountain, Mount Everest, and got over and went to school with his backpack on, and his books didn't get dirty, and he ain't had no umbrella, and his shoes was all white when he got there. He not lying. He actually did that. It's just he didn't have porn, so he could focus on more, right? And now that I had the awareness that I could do this anytime, I'm like, let's go. I'm beating my shit in the shower. I'm beating my shit in the bed. I'm beating my shit outside. I'm beating my shit here. I'm beating my shit there. I'm at the hotel. I'm beating it. Shit. I'm beating it. What Michael Jackson said? Beat it. I was a real beater, and I'm sure you are too. You're watching this video. This could be a whole separate story time right here, but I'm sure you are too. And it's not an easy habit to break because it's fun. It's instant gratification. It's the simplest pleasure, right? On some monkey shit. I know you see those videos of the monkeys stroking their little meat in it wide open. Like, that's literally us, but more civilized, right? We have iPhones and porn, and we can do it in our rooms, but it doesn't make us any different. And you have to ask yourself, honestly, like, and this is what I did for myself, going throughout my process and learning how I could overcome some of the things that were stopping me. I realized that this was one of them, and I connected it to so many other things. I connected it to being with my friends, pause. I connected it to the instant gratification. I connected it with joy, with love, with all these other things. And it was not until I realized and asked myself, why am I doing this over and over again? Even though it's like, it's all right. You know, after you beat your meat, you feel kind of guilty. You're like, I don't really, like, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I not? You're like, you got the lotion in your hand. You're like, I don't know if I should beat it. Like, I don't know. Like, then you just beat it. Then you're like, you go in the mirror. You look at yourself. You're like, whole time your mouth closed. You're just staring into your eyes like, stroking it with the left hand because the right hand not even fun no more. You acting, nigga, like, why you creating a sponge pocket? Like, bro, come on. And you just making yourself feel guilty over and over again. And I'm not saying that it's not healthy or it's unhealthy to beat your meat, but I'm here to tell you that in an excessive amount, anything can really become detrimental to you, your health, and your goals, which is the main point of this model. We don't just look at habits because we want to break habits. We look at habits because we look at them from a viewpoint of if they're pushing us forward or if they are not, right? And here with life coaching, we're not just trying to break habits just to break habits, because that doesn't do much for you. Me trying to sit here and condemn you like, oh, you shouldn't do this just because, like, semen retention just because, semen retention for girls, semen retention for this, semen retention for that, right? We're not just doing that just to say it and just to sound like I'm better than you because I don't stroke my Johnson. I'm saying it because it has stopped me from achieving the things that I want to achieve, and I'm sure that because I'm you and you're me, you're also going through a similar situation. And ask yourself, like, do you feel good when you do that? Does it make you feel, is it a positive feeling? Is it something that pushes you, to do more? Or do you feel lazy after? And how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you do and seek instant gratification by beating your meat, then that's how you'll do the other things in your life. You'll do a quick, easy job on your homework and it won't get done fully. You'll do a quick, easy job when you're cooking and it won't taste good. You'll do a quick, easy job when you're pursuing that passion. You'll do a quick, easy job when you start a new business. You'll do a quick, easy job. And not only would you do that, you will also expect the results like this, right? That's why your grandpa was able to walk 5 miles and work in the Ford factory for 40 years and do all these grand things that he says he does, because he wasn't looking at it from a 30-second perspective. He was looking at it from a long term, 5-10 years. And that's how business people and successful people think. Now that's a whole nother thing, right? That goes down to socioeconomic, right? A lot of black people, a lot of brown people, a lot of minorities, they can't think like that because they are stuck in survival. And we'll get there. Stay tuned, we'll get there. But this is where we start. We start thinking about, all right, well, is beating my meat and this meat beating addiction, is it actually helping me get towards my goal? Well, first of all, what is my goal? And my goal is to become a Twitch streamer, right? And I am a Twitch streamer. I'm literally on live right now, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9:30-ish. If you ain't here, I might give an extra session. If I fuck with you the long way, not the strong way. You feel me? Stop being your dick, nigga. So then we ask ourselves, all right, well, if that's my goal, how does beating my meat help or hurt? We don't look at it from a place of automatically, okay, it's hurting me. No, let's see. Let's look at the model. Let's put it in there. Let's sit down and see if it's actually helping or hurting. Because maybe maybe it's actually helping you, right? Maybe for now it's stopping you from doing something else that's even worse, right? But we'll take it one step at a time. So we say, all right, well, what do I do in regard to that specific activity? Well, I beat my meat 2-3 times a day, and this is back when I was doing it. I never really got that aggressive now. Like maybe once every 2 days or once every 3 days. I was kind of on a fire schedule one point in my life. Like I was on a schedule. I'm like, all right, well, I can't beat it every day because then I'm gonna start to get addicted. I'm here reasoning with myself. I'm like, damn, I can't beat it here. I beat it yesterday. If I don't, well, let me skip a day. Then I come back. I beat it. I'll skip 2, and then I'll say like, then I'm not really addicted because I skipped 2. You feel me? But and then I come back and I might hit 2 days in a row. I'm like, damn, nah, bro, you can't do it. You just did 2 in a row. Like you can't. You feel me? I'm here negotiating with the dick. I'm here negotiating with the lotion. I'm running out of lotion and shit. Like, this shit crazy. But that's what I was doing on the daily. That's what I was doing on the hourly. That's what I'm doing on the monthly. I'm sitting here negotiating with myself, taking up all this time. Whole time, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Whole time. I'm too focused on beating my meat and trying to negotiate with myself. But then I say, all right, I do it frequently as hell. I'm doing it every other day. Where do I do it? I'm doing it in the bed. I'm doing it in the bathroom. I'm doing it in the shower. I'm doing it whatever. I'm jerking off with the shampoo. Fuck it. No lotion. Let's get it. And then I'm like, all right, well, this is taking up too much time. And this is where we get back to thinking about things from a longer term perspective because, yeah, beating my meat, it's fun right now, but eventually, what is it going to turn into, right? It could either turn into an increased amount of beating, or it could turn into another unhealthy habit, right? Because remember, how we do one thing is how we do everything. Now, doing that could lead me to seeking out instant gratification in other ways, and it could also lead to a change in viewpoint on love and on relationships, right? We seek out instant gratification with the porn. We transition that over to everything because how we do one thing is how we do everything. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again because it's so important to have strong values so then you can accomplish anything. So I may start seeking instant gratification in love, and that's what I was doing. I was going around having quick relationships here and there. I'm pretending I'm doing this, I'm doing that just to get that quick, you feel me? Just to supplement the quick, the quick spike. And now I'm just having all these unsuccessful relationships. I'm having all these unsuccessful businesses, like with the clothing brand, doing anything, negotiating with myself to get a sale, to get that college degree, doing whatever I could, cheating on tests, right? We don't go to college to cheat and just get a grade. We go there to change how we think and to learn more. But because we seek a specific goal, and because college has grades, now we're trying to achieve something instead of actually learning. So with regard to me being in regard to how that affected my other life, right? My life outside the bed and outside the toilet and outside the shower, now I'm seeking that everywhere. I want the fast food. It's hurting my diet. I want the fast love. I want the fast business, I want the fast money, and I want the fast bag. And that's where you guys are at right now. That's the reason why you're watching this video, or the reason why you started watching this video. And what I want you to realize is because you are doing it in one area, and now it's going to affect your bag. And to the point of it affecting socioeconomic status. Excuse me, dictionary man, yeah, that's me. Vocab man, yeah, that's me. In regards to affecting other areas of your life, now we start to see how it affects different populations and different races, different classes, because the reason why right now you aren't able to think ahead like your grandpa might have did in the past is not only the phone and the instant gratification. Now it becomes other things. This is where it starts to layer and stack on top of each other, but that's at the root. And at the root, what you'll see is, well, black people and brown people, they don't really think that they're going to live that long because they're literally in environments that are in imminent danger, right? You go outside, you might die. How can you think 5 years ahead to create a business if you go outside and you might die for nothing, right? How could you think about a business or being an entrepreneur? And honestly, that's where a lot of people are at. But if you're watching this video, yeah, you could be in that situation. 8 out of 10 times you are. And I'm sorry that you are subjected to that, but this is the reality of the situation. You have to find a way to either love that environment, keep yourself safe enough to escape, and you need to start thinking bigger right now. Because if you don't start thinking bigger right now, and you allow that environment to bring you down and shorten your mind and your attention span to just the porn and just the things around you, you will never be able to escape. And you will never be able to advance, right? And it's not advancing up. It's not advancing to self-actualization. It's just advancing out of that situation. And we're going to use the goal of overcoming beating your meat to get there. Just something so simple, right? So we say my goal is Twitch streamer. Promo, man. Yeah, that's me. 9:30 p.m. on Twitch. Mule Pack. Thank you, right? And so we start to look at the goal. We say, all right, man. I want to stop beating my meat. I have this goal of being a Twitch streamer. Well, why do I want to be a Twitch streamer? And what's gonna fuel me? You know, I mean, yeah, stopping beating my meat is cool. Then I could probably have more success and more time to do things. But I mean, after I stop, am I gonna keep going, or am I just gonna not beat my meat and then be bored with Twitch streaming? That's the question you're gonna have to ask yourself. And the reason why we want to have a cause is because we want to be doing it for something bigger than just beating our meat, because having a cause is going to allow us to use a goal to fuel past it, right? Once we stop beating our meat, we can keep going past that, and we can keep going towards the ultimate goal of Twitch streaming. But what's going to get you from one point of the goal to another point of the goal to the next point? It's that cause. And what I mentioned before about it not being such a thing where you're climbing up a ladder, but rotating around a goal, this is what I mean. We're going to go through this over and over and over again for every single habit, every single thing that you think is holding you back. All those things and all those lists, there's not only 4 PowerPoints, there's hundreds and hundreds of PowerPoints of how getting one thing and how achieving one goal and how a habit is stopping us from doing that. So this is an endless cycle, and I'd rather be personally surrounded by goals instead of worrying about a porn or worrying about a BBW or worrying about a this and worrying about a that and wasting my time and hurting myself in all the other areas, especially get into the bag like I know a lot of you want to do. But the one question that I must ask, and the one question you must ask yourself right now is, why do you want a bag, and what will a bag actually do for you, right? What is it gonna solve? Tell me now, please. All you're gonna do, and let's say I teach you how to make $500 by either doing something legally or illegally, is it's gonna stunt your growth, and you're not gonna be able to do it again because I just spoon-fed you the answer. You're gonna replicate the results, and now you won't be able to actually sustain it and repeat it again. Like I can say, all right, do a lemonade stand for 10 weekends, and I could tell you how much lemonade you're gonna need. I could tell you where to go do it, where the demand will be high. It's summertime, so go to the basketball court, go to Rucker Park, and go to the Whole Food store and this, that, and the third. Right? I could teach you how to make $500, but at the end of the day, once you get that $500, what are you gonna go and spend it on? You're gonna go spend it on lotion. You're gonna get a 10 sack of weed. You're gonna get a 40. And I don't know how old you are. I hope you're not getting this stuff, but goddamn, I don't know where my audience at right now. W's in the chat. You may go get a 40. You may go get a little bottle. You may cop some Marys. And then you don't even have enough re-up to get more lemonade. Like, it's because you don't have a cause. And that's what this sheet is for. Find out why. Find out what's important to you. Go ahead, take that quiz. Take that quiz and see. And then after, what I need you to do and what I want you to do, it's not a need. I don't need you to do anything. You need to want to do it. You need to want to take that step towards your goal. But I'm here to help. If you need help figuring out if I just talk too fast, if I ran you around in a circle and now you're confused, it's for a reason. It's because you don't understand what I'm talking about, because you have yet to gain an understanding of what and how much impact the things that you are doing have on your success rate towards your goal. And if the meat beating example wasn't enough, then make sure you subscribe so you can find an example that matches your life, right? An example that's holding you back. Maybe you don't have a father. Maybe you don't have food in the fridge. Maybe you don't have a college degree. Maybe you don't have this. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe, you're an alcoholic. Maybe you smoke too much meat. Maybe, anything in the world, good and bad. Because remember, good things can also stop us too. It's just all about how we look at it. And what I do in these one-on-one sessions is I teach you how to look at things from a different point of view, a more positive point of view, a point of view that you can actually use to benefit yourself and benefit your goal. So let's say, we look at meat beating and you may be like shamed and guilty, but you know what I see? I see a consistent man, a consistent woman, I see a negotiator. You know what I see when you tell me you're a meat beater and you're addicted to beating your meat and porn? I see someone that knows what they want and they're determined, And then we take those good things, we eliminate the bad, and we start to build on actions with those goals in mind towards something that is actually beneficial for us. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, Coach Mule. I'm official like a referee with a whistle. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game, and I'm showing you how to win at them. We're going to chop those up into 2 separate story times, maybe a part 1, maybe a part 2, since we already went and did the first part. But I honestly think that we could put that all in one. I just need y'all to come on with me. But last slide here in slide 14, I just need you guys to really write in the description in that one-on-one session what you want and what you think you mainly spend your time in as far as the level. And I want you to use the color. You can put pink or you could put red as one, whatever. Just make sure when you go and you write that description and you put which one you think you're in mainly, right? Because that'll give me more perspective and more understanding of what ways we can approach our conversation and what ways I can actually help. Because if you automatically just guess, honestly, most times 10 out of 10, that is, true. And honestly, whatever you guess is always going to be true, because we spend our time in each of these categories, no matter what, every single day, maybe a week in this one, a week in that one, maybe a month in this one, a month in that one, right? But we want to make sure and we want to try to understand ways which we can value things that allow us to stay in the top the longest. In theory, it's not exactly going to work out that way. It never does. So don't think I'm going to be here telling you, look, I'm going to keep you in self-actualization every single day. Every single day you're going to wake up and you're going to accomplish your goals. No, because that's not how it works. You don't have the training yet, and you don't have the consistency and the determination yet to stay up there, right? And even your favorite people who you think they do, 10 out of 10 they don't. Most of the time, the longer you stay there, the more success you have, but there's a rise and fall with everyone and everything. So sometimes, and like the video I mentioned before, go ahead and watch that. You see Tiger Woods. He had an amazing career in the beginning. He was a superstar from birth in I was about to say in hockey. In golf, he was a superstar, right? had a downfall messing with the wrong people, valuing the wrong things, got back on his shit and was able to win PGA championships and this, that, and the third, right? It doesn't matter how you start. It matters how you finish and how long you are able to maintain that. That's what makes people the GOAT. That's what makes people makes people great. Now I want you to thank yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. You just watch me leave it all out on the floor, on the motivational floor, man. If you think I'm bullshitting, if you think the TikToks are all bullshit and I'm just saying shit to say shit, I promise you 9 out of 10 times I probably am. But if you just watch it maybe 1 or 2 more times, there'll be something that you can take away, but you just have to get past the first 10 seconds of the video because that's there for a reason. I'm trying to get your attention. That's the whole thing. If I didn't get your attention, you wouldn't listen. And if you don't listen, you'll never get the message. And if you don't get the message, you'll never change. So just watch the video a couple of times. Try to get into your philosophical bag there and understand something from a different point of view than you've understood in the past. And then maybe from there, then you'll go schedule your meeting. But make sure you guys win from within today. It's your boy, Coach Mew. I'm official like a referee with a whistle.